LinkedIn Live. Merry Christmas. And today's important, valuable topic is LinkedIn reinvention strategies for 2023. This is so timely and can be so valuable. I'm leveraging it right now, almost finishing my plan for 2023, but I've been working on it for a week and consulting a lot of people, bringing it on this show and getting some valuable feedback. So feel free. Chat's open. Love to have you be recognized and always looking for questions and more feedback. So feel free, even if it's just who you are, where you're from, could be the beginning of something important. Well, let's get back into reinvention. Just like every major manufacturer, they're always coming up with a new, better model. The 2022 model, the 2023 model. Well, look at yourself as a model. And how are you going to improve your model over what you did a year ago to where you are today? And again, one of the most important elements is taking inventory, finding out where you are, understanding where you come from, and really appreciating all of the benefits and value you've brought to LinkedIn and the people on LinkedIn. Because, givers get, and you got to learn what it is you need to give in order to get. And the only way you can learn to know what you give is by giving, understanding, doing the plan, do review, which I always advocate, and, just optimizing, fail your way to the top is a good example. More you do, the more you learn, the better you get. It just keeps helping each other and compounding. Realize LinkedIn's a new land, new culture, new language, new customs, and you got to really understand it to take better advantage of it, because at the end of the day, conversion is everything. Now, what it converts into really comes down to what your intention is, which is an important part of the beginning of the plan, and what your goals are at the end of the plan. And does your intention and goals match? Alignment is so very important. So check that. And that's why writing it down makes so much sense, because, you forget things, you put things in the wrong order, you don't prioritize things. That's why a written plan has 5 times the success rate of an unwritten plan. So write it down, even if it's just very little. That's the beginning. That's where you start from, not where you end up, hopefully. And then be the best you can. What if you were interviewing for something that was just so valuable? Mohammed's here. Thank you so much. Mohammed's a daily guest and well appreciated. Thank you so much. Feel free, everybody else, to join in, because your questions are more important than my thoughts, to be honest with you. So be the best you can. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, is this somebody that someone wants to invest time, money, and thought with? It's not so much what you want, it's what you deserve. And what are you putting out in return for somebody providing something for you? Always overserve. Always be the first to serve. Proactivity is so key. Factor that into your reinvention. How often do you really take the initiative? How often are you challenging yourself to be better every day? And it comes down again to your intention. How important is this? It's not about you. It's about you and everybody around you that gets impacted by how you feel, how you do, and how you can help others. One of the keys is, how authentic are you? Are you playing a role, or are you living your life? And authenticity makes so much difference, especially as you get closer to interaction. Right now, I am who I am, how I am, right now I am. And, at this point, is that something that's going to generate interest? Is it going to generate interaction? Is it going to generate conversion of some sort? Factor those three things in. That's the process. And the authentic, true you is somebody you should be proud of. You should promote. You should be your own best friend. And a lot of people aren't. And that's a mindset. So check your mindset. It's an important part of this whole process of reinvention. Decide to work harder for yourself than you've worked for other people. Whose dream are you building, right? And if you won't work as hard for yourself and your dream as you will to help somebody else with theirs, then go back to working for them, because why not? And, it's entrepreneurship and long journeys aren't right for everybody. So see how much gas you got in the tank before you get off on a journey that maybe isn't sustainable. And that's really key. Factor in your plan: sustainability, duplication, and scalability. It has to match those for it to be an expanding business that has value unto itself. Oh, we've got Antonio in the house. Thank you so much, Antonio, for being here. It's so great to promote you. I would advocate anybody who has an opportunity, check out Antonio or Mohammed's profile on LinkedIn. Make this an opportunity to connect with each other. Get more value. And that's really the key, is repurposing things that you've done, continue to get value from in the future. Things that you could do with someone else to build synergies and leverage that for compounding, and figure activities that take less time, reach more people, and have more value. And the answer is LinkedIn Live. Thank you, Antonio. So, getting back to it, relevancy and value is something you need to bring. How relevant are you? How relevant is your content? How important is it? How rare is it? You have to distinguish and differentiate yourself from 830 million people on LinkedIn. And the only way you can do that is not by scrumming in the mob. It's elevating, getting above it, not trying to get through it. And the way to do that is to join forces, do LinkedIn Lives with me. I've actually got a program I'm not here to sell, but check out my website and it's incredible. Moving on, beyond sharing relevancy and value is collaboration. Who are you working with right now? How well are they doing on LinkedIn? You're the factor of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Who are those people? And could you do better? Disassociation has as much value and sometimes more as association. Who could you replace and optimize a new person? Why not get some fresh ideas? That's so important. Collaboration is key. Once you combine relevancy, authenticity, and you bring service to it, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. How well known are you? How well trusted are you? Okay, we've got another gentleman. Thank you so much for Prashant. Thank you so much. I appreciate the AOKs. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And it's so great to see everybody today. So thank you very much. And moving into, being a bridge, being a vehicle that people could leverage to get beyond where they're at. So many people are plateaued. They keep doing the same and getting the same, and it's not going anywhere. Or they're doing a lot of stuff and nothing's coming back. And the reason for that is priorities are misplaced. Too much is spent planting seeds, cultivating, and then going back and planting some more seeds and cultivating more seeds, instead of harvesting. You have to get to harvest, or there's no reason to plant something you're not going to get the value or benefit from. And it's definitely not something that people will follow you to, because at the end of the day, it is you. And reinventing yourself gives you a much better opportunity, because listen, if what you were a year ago is what you are today, what's changed? Whatever you've done hasn't elevated you or optimized your opportunity. Now's the time, a week before the beginning of the year, to decide, hey, what do I want to upgrade? You know, if you were a car enthusiast, right, you'd be looking at like, how do I build the suspension? How do I get more horsepower? You know, look at yourself as a high performance vehicle too. You know, if you're going to be going out on the track as a new model in January 1, what's it look like that isn't there right now? And isn't that exciting? Because what it says is you can control your own future. And that's the key to being an entrepreneur, is no limits on your freedom. You know, you don't have to consult with anybody, you know, and at the same time, you have nobody to blame but yourself. And taking responsibility and being accountable is so important when you put it in your plan. Because, you know, who's fooling who? Initially, this plan is you with you, not you and what anybody sees. Nobody even has to see this plan. And a lot of times you're better off not talking about things until you start doing them, or you know you're going to do them, because it only makes it look worse that, you know, okay, another great idea that got excitement for a little while and then disappeared or dissipated. So, you know, just to kind of rehash what we're talking about today, is take all the attributes that can't be on the balance sheet and start to take measure. You know, there's a saying, you can't manage what you don't measure. And once you ask yourself, you know, time commitment, once you ask yourself content and what kind and what's it going to change to. And I would suggest LinkedIn Live. I've been doing posting for 3 years. Ever since I pivoted to LinkedIn Live 7 months ago, it's all like a whole new ball game. The people here are a little bit more sophisticated from a standpoint of video, are a little bit less shy as far as getting more directly involved in real time, real people, real conversation. And you could take this right now and all the energy and all the insight and let that motivate you to do something right after this. Use one of the takeaways. You know, ask yourself, how big do you want to be? And paint that picture so it's clear. And then ask yourself, what do you want to do to achieve it? And that's your intent and direction, and that's your destination. Figure out how you're going to get there, you know, and what's it going to cost you? And then what are you going to get in return? Return on investment is everything. So look at those areas as a business person, because if you treat LinkedIn like a business, it'll pay you like a business. If you treat LinkedIn like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. But either way, you're clear of what you're there for. I would lower the bar as far as judgment, because I think LinkedIn, in my case, is probably a 5-year game that I'm 3.5 years into. So, you know, just like if you want to be a doctor, it's not going to happen overnight. You know how many years you're going to have to invest, what you're going to have to do. Okay, another gentleman from India. Thank you so much. You know, it's so great to have such a strong international audience, because what I'm talking about, and when I talk about every day, 11 a.m. Eastern time, 7 months, 7 days a week. Happy Christmas and Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you for your kind thoughts. And, you know, that's really key. And LinkedIn Live has been so great for me because I learn from it every day. And when you do something every day, you just kind of get blended into it, infused. Fabian, one of my favorite people on LinkedIn, is in the house. Fabian's from London. Great show. I'm going to try and get Fabian as a co-host. So, you know, anybody out there who's got a great story and can align with kind of my intention and direction is more than welcome on the show. Thanks again, Fabian. Have a wonderful day. And, you know, that's key. plan, do, review, examine yourself, understand, what parts of you, it's almost like anything else. How do you really accentuate your appearance, and not just physically, but thought leadership wise? What can people depend on you for, and what can you depend on yourself for? And that's key. There's so much importance to, here's Fabian. Look forward to it, Don. Would love to come on. Have a great Christmas. You too, Fabian. And, wishing that to everybody who sees this live, but also everybody who's going to see this right after. And I can't tell you how fast this is growing. I mean, but again, you got 830 million people. To get 1,000 views is not a big number, but it's also not a small number or insignificant number, because if you do it every day, it compounds. Eventually, you know what they say? Be known before you're needed, and repetition makes reputation. So, understand that too, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. I retired 7 years ago from a successful business. I haven't had a job since I was 15. I've owned and founded businesses for 37 years. And LinkedIn is just taking it to the next step, and taking old school, adding it to new cool technology, and having the best of both worlds. And that's what people really want to know, is how do I get off to a fast start, and how do I get to where I want to go and really enjoy the benefit? Because, I see a lot of struggle, a lot of frustration, a lot of disappointment. Where's that coming from? Who created that? Who's experiencing that? And more importantly, who can change that? And you're looking at it in the mirror, and, most people, until they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, they don't make any changes. This is the time to get off to a fast start. And if you can't do it, the question is, could we do it? And why not buy some vowels to solve the puzzle? Why not make the best investment you can, which is into yourself? It's fear of loss is not a great motivator as much as it is to be ambitious and really be self-actualizing. And the whole topic today is reinvention. And how do you create that opportunity for you and others? And then how do you let, detach from the mob, right? Get your own island in the sun on LinkedIn. Again, LinkedIn Live, I believe, is essential. And not only essential, saves you time, effort, no homework, no real preparation, no editing. It is what it is. And the better you do at it, the further away you are from the people who aren't doing it. And I'll tell you another thing, don't worry about critics. If someone's not doing what they're criticizing you of doing, you're one step ahead of them just for doing it. And you've never seen a statue built for a critic. So, put some blinders on, maybe get a little tunnel vision. More importantly, have a plan you can believe in, a plan that drives you to better success than you would have without it. And find the people who can make that plan easier for you, not only to follow, but to achieve the greatness that you desire. Dream big, think big, but then act big. And that's the key. Knowing without doing is the same as not knowing. It's even worse, because you could have been doing anything else, and now you whatever. So anyways, with that said, it's been a great opportunity to talk to everybody. Please share if you think it has value, comment. And with that said, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a Merry Christmas, and, give yourself a pat on the back, and get excited about next year. So with that, we'll talk again tomorrow. Bye for now.